Hello everyone and welcome back to a new lesson. Today we are talking about the left hook. The left hook was my favorite punch when I first started boxing. I was known as a left hooker, as many fighters are that love the hook. Before I got into the jab and really understood the jab, the left hook was my go-to weapon. I never had a great right hand. Always had trouble finding range with my right hand, but my left hook never let me down. And today we are going to talk about the left hook, okay? We are going to start with the basics, the mechanics of the hook, when to use the hook, different types of hooks, the American versus European hook, this one versus this one. I like both for different reasons. And yeah, we're just going to go on. As you can see, I've kind of renovated the space. We got some stuff hanging up, my chest pad, my hand pads, my gloves. Gonna add some posters, the logo. We got the bag already. We got some new mats that I've stepped on and made dirty, but that's okay. And yeah, so I hope you guys like this new setup. We'll keep improving on it as time goes by, and we shall get into the hook. Okay, the first thing, what is a left hook? What does it look like? And how do you throw it? And blah, 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 so on. Okay, first of all, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna flex 90 degrees, and then here you can see I'm just flexing 90 degrees like I'm showing my muscles off, and all I'm gonna do is bam, go like this. Okay, this is my left hook. Now the left hook is made for the side of the head, for the chin, for this area, so it's coming from the side of the body. That's the left hook. Now first I'm going to show you the common way, the American way, then I'll get into the European one, this one, and I'll tell you why I like that one sometimes. But for now, my hand is vertical, not like this. This is going to hurt your hand. My hand is vertical. My hand is supported by my wrist. My wrist is supported by my elbow, and my elbow is supported by my shoulder. I'm throwing this at shoulder height. Okay, so I'm not throwing it like this. I'm not throwing it like this where my elbow is down. It's like this for now. Okay, so everything is supported. 90 degrees, bring it down. You got yourself a left hook. Just a quick thing about the right hand video I made. I was throwing my right hands kind of like this just to show you in the camera, but realistically you want to throw all punches shoulder height, shoulder level. That way you could hide your chin. You don't want to throw like this, you'll get countered, but that's just a different story. I just want to throw that in there just to let you guys know when I demonstrate something. Sometimes I'll just do it like lazy, like a jab. I'll just throw it like that. I shouldn't do it, but it is what it is. So with the hook, you want to throw it shoulder level. You don't want to throw it like this low where your head is above your shoulder. You want to keep your chin tucked and throw the hook here. That way you miss, or you could even cover your chin, or you got something to block a right hand. So everything you want to throw is shoulder level. So even a right hand, I throw it shoulder level, meaning level with my shoulder. If I want to throw it to the body, I don't go like this. I got to get low and still keep it high up or shoulder level. Same thing with the hook. When I throw it up here, boom. When I throw it down low, I don't throw it like this. I get low with the hook. And with the jab, you throw a shoulder level. If you want to throw a jab to the body, you got to get down with your body, not just drop your hand when you punch. Okay, that was a side note. Now let's get back to the hook. So this is our hook. Okay, the hook is for the side of the face. It's a power punch. It can be thrown both ways, an arm hook or a shoulder punch where you're just doing the move, or you could throw it with your whole body. Now, of course, most of us know the hook as the power punch, and I'm going to show you how to get power on it and how to use your body with it. So starting off, first things, there's two setups for the hook. So we've talked about this in our first videos. We're in our stance. We have the left shoulder forward, the right shoulder back. If you're southpaw, it's the opposite. I got my knees slightly bent and I'm in my stance, okay? Now, if I throw my hook from here, okay, I'm gonna explain this later, but if I throw it from here, I can generate power. There's nothing wrong with it, but there are different ways to generate power, okay? So first of all, I'm gonna show you this one. So boom, 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 This is a hook without any load up or anything before that. It's just a hook from there to here. That's your hook. The way I was taught it, because I used to throw my hook like this, like that, and then miss and look bad. A coach taught me, go against the wall, put your left side against the wall, and all you could do from here is literally just turn. Your waist, your foot doesn't move, turn. And as you turn, you just pop up the hook, pop up the hook, pop up the hook, pop the hook, but it's all your obliques and hips doing the work. Right now I wasn't using my hips, but I was just obliques and upper body. But you could work on it to generate power. Now I want to get one thing out of the way real quick for the beginners in here, which is twisting your foot when you throw the left hook like you do with the right hand. That is completely wrong, and I'll tell you why. If I throw my hook and I twist and I get hit right here or pushed or anything, I'm off balance. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, it takes too long to do this, to twist and untwist it. It becomes predictable. If I see you about to twist your foot, I know a hook is coming. When you throw your punches, you want the least tell signs. The right foot, you have to twist, or you could just step in with it even, but you have to move your right foot around because your elbow would be locked out of place. Now, when I had two boxing coaches. My first coach, I don't remember if he ever told me I was doing it wrong or if I just didn't listen, but my second coach, so when I first went there, I was trying to impress him on the bag. I was throwing really heavy hooks and I was twisting my foot. He stopped the class and made everybody look at me and made fun of me for doing this. And he said a really good point. Watch pro boxers. If you see them doing what you're doing, then it's okay to do. If you don't see professionals doing what you're doing, then it's probably not the right move or the right thing to do. So he showed me a bunch of fighters. My favorite fighter at the time was Canelo. I was trying to copy him. So he told me what he brought his iPad. We watched Canelo throw hooks. He said, "Did you see him twist his foot?" I said, "No." And then he just said, "Okay, then don't twist your foot." So don't twist your foot. You just got to twist your body and your hips. Now I'll tell you why some people twist their hooks or twist their feet with the hook. It's because their left leg or their lead foot is straight. So their knee is pointing at their opponent. Well, of course, in this position, I'm going to have to twist, because if I don't twist my foot, my knee is going to lock, because my knee wants to go there, but my body wants to go over here. Doesn't work out like that. So I would have to twist for my weight to go there. And now I'll introduce to you a second reason why you keep your front foot on a 45 and not like this. So the first time I told you guys in the first videos was so your foot doesn't move around. But here, if my knee is facing on a 45 also, I could throw my hook and my knee's not going to lock out. It's not like this where it's locking, like here, see how my knee moves? Here, my knee's not moving like that. So that's one of the reasons you keep your lead foot on a 45, is you could actually throw your hook and not have to twist your foot or do anything with your feet, okay? So get that out of your head if you're twisting it. Put your foot on a 45 and practicing your hook without twisting your lead foot, okay? Now there's a couple ways where you could throw the hook from, meaning body positioning. So I'm gonna go through those before I forget. So first of all, I have a hook where I'm only twisting, okay? I'm not really bending my legs too much. I'm not coming off the ground. I'm just here and I'm just twisting to the side, okay? Now the best way to explain this, or the way I explain this to people, is say we're playing basketball, or say you have a bag and someone's trying to steal the bag, or you have a basketball, someone's trying to rip the basketball out of your hand. If the person trying to rip my basketball out of my hand is here and I'm here, okay? Am I gonna just give it to them? Am I gonna just pull with my arms, or am I gonna keep that ball with me and kind of hug it and hide it with me and pull it away from that person, okay? So they're trying to steal it this way. I'm gonna keep the ball close to me. I'm gonna pull it this way. And that's exactly your left hook. A lot of people make the mistake of jumping into the hook or leaning forward when they hook, because they're trying to give their hook to the opponent. They're trying to get closer to their opponent. That's called a leaping hook or a gazelle hook. but it's done differently. It's not really done by reaching forward, so I'll talk about that later again. But for now, I don't want to give you my hook. I want to take my hook with me back. I don't want you to steal my hook. I want to keep my hook with me. Now, how do I land my hook if I'm trying to keep it with me? Well, that's why you can open and close your elbow. So say on the bag, I'm here. I kept my hook with me. I brought it back, but it didn't even land on the bag, okay? There's two reasons for this. Either my feet are too far out. So a hook, typically you want to be, your lead feet want to be side by side or a little bit closer. Here, I brought it back with me and I landed my hook. The other reason your hook might not be landing is you're keeping the angle of your elbow too closed off. So this is a really close hook. Boom, I missed. Now I could just open up my elbow a little bit and land my hook, okay? So there's two things. You're either way too far to throw your hook, or you're in the right range, but you're keeping it too close. You just want to open up the elbow. So when I throw it, instead of throwing it like this, I throw it like this. Instead of throwing it like this, I throw it like this. But I'm always taking my hook back on my back leg. That way I keep my power doesn't run away from me, and I keep the ball. I don't let them steal the ball from me, okay? So twisting, so I kept the hook with me now. Now I'm staying at the same level, okay? So there's three levels. There's up here, there's here, and there's really low, okay? I'm sorry guys, this big fly got in yesterday and it makes a lot of noise, and I've been trying to kick it out, but it hasn't gone out. So you guys are gonna have to listen to some buzzing today, but I apologize for that. So this hook is on the same level. I'm not changing levels. Now I'm gonna change levels. I'm gonna throw a hook from here, and I'm actually gonna sit down with the hook. And you could see how I sat down on the back of my knees, on the hamstrings, on the glutes. I sat down, my right hip goes in, and that's my hook. I sit down, okay? Now there's another way to set up the hook where I'm sitting down already and I come up with the hook. That's Rocky Marciano style, Joe Frazier style. Any short guy fighting a tall guy has done this before, where you got to come up with the hook. So you start low, load it up on the lead leg, and then you come up. Now there's a very common mistake, and I used to do this a lot, which is starting low and then jumping up almost off the hook, or going on your toes, okay? That's wrong, because when you come off your feet, you lose balance and power. Even though you feel like you should be doing it, you should not be doing it. When I do come up with the hook, I stop myself before my knees straighten out. This is as much as I go up. And my left hip, my left glute, my left hamstring, the back of my knee, my whole left buildup is coming, and I'm gonna throw it off this way. And my right shoulder is gonna get pulled back. I'll explain that in a sec. But everything from here is gonna shoot up, but I'm not gonna straighten out my legs. I stop right before I straighten out my legs. So imagine I'm sitting down like this. Is this gonna fall off? And I'm kind of trying to throw that off of me. And that's how I throw my left hook. So there's three ways. You could stay at the same level, you could sit down, or you could start seated and then you could come up with the hook. So three different ways. Now I'm going to talk about sitting down on the hook. So I start here and I'm going to sit down on my back leg. Now there's common mistakes with the hook, especially for guys, because they don't train the back of their legs, their squats. They don't do lunges, they don't do these, or hip thrusts or glute bridges. They sound pretty girly, but you should do them if you're a fighter, because that's where you generate your power from, and that's how you support yourself. It's the back of the body, not the front of the body. So a lot of fighters, or not fighters, beginners, they go like this, but instead of going in and sitting down on that leg, what they do is they put, and their knee shoots out. Now that just tells you that they have a weak lower body, or their quad is too tight. Boom, but see how I'm sitting, but my knees never go out or in. All I'm doing is just twisting and then sitting down like I'm sitting down on a chair. And now my right hip goes in, it folds, and then I could come back. But see how it folds in? My knee isn't shooting out. when I go back here, keeping my weight on the back of my body, and I'm just hitting down. So that's another mistake that people do, is they let their knee come up. Now we're going to talk about the mechanics of the hook a little bit more. So I'm here, okay? Now, like the right hand video that you're going to watch before this one, the right hand, I said you twist your right side forward and your whole left side goes back. Okay, that's for the right hand. So you're not only working on twisting forward, you're actually working on pulling back the left side of your body, your hip, your side, and your shoulder. And by doing that, that's how you actually get maximal force. So don't just think that you're pushing forward, think you're pulling back. I'm not just pushing forward, I'm pulling back. And that's how you really get that twist. Now for the hook, it's the complete opposite. Same idea, just in reverse. So in the hook, I'm not just, I'm pushing or I'm twisting forward with my left side, and my whole right side is getting pulled back. Yeah, I'm yanking it back. So from here, so I'm not just going forward with my left, I'm twisting to the right. I'm twisting back with the right. Doing that twist is really what gives you that torque. Think of a shot putter. They're twisting, twisting, twisting. Boom. This is the same idea that you're generating. You're boom. And that's when you throw your punch. Okay? Now, so you're here. Everything on the left side is coming forward while everything on the right is going back. Okay, that's your first thing. Now, depends where you start your hook from, how much torque you get. So I talked about this a little before. If I start my hook from here, I only have this much space to generate power and speed and throw my hook. But if I start with my shoulders squared and I start with my weight here, then I could come back and I have way more space to generate power. Now to get to that position, there's a lot of ways to do it. So I could jab, slip, load up. I could throw my right hand, load up. I could throw a right uppercut, load up. Any move that you could think of where you put weight on here is a hook. I could even put weight and pivot with the hook. Oh, I got stuck. That goes back to our pivoting thing. But yeah, so you could throw your hook from here, a quick short hook, or you could throw it from here. Or you should be doing this and throwing it, okay? Now, it's not saying that this hook doesn't have power. A well-placed hook on the tip of the chin or behind the ear or on the top of the head, even from here, is more enough to hurt someone or to catch them really good. You don't have to go like that. That's just a waste of energy. Although there are fighters at the highest level that still do that because they're just such good left hookers. If they catch you with one left hook, you're going to fall flat. So why not do the wrong thing and come in with a big hook, especially if they have a chance of catching you. But if you want to keep your hook tight and neat, which all your punches should be, you keep it tight and neat. Don't load up from behind your back and come in. Now I talked about the wall thing. So I could just stay at the same level, or I could sit down on my right leg. This is also going to generate power from my right hand or right uppercut. Now, another thing about power punches that involve twisting, I've talked about this for the right hand, is you don't want to throw the punch before you're done the twist. The twist and the punch land at the same time or end at the same time. So that means if I'm throwing my hook, I'm not going like this as I'm turning. I keep it with me. I turn, and then it pops up at the last second. Before that, you can't really see a hook, okay? So if I go too soon, my elbow is gonna hit the wall. So what I gotta do is I gotta twist. Once I twist a tiny bit, I could actually throw my hook. And my hook is just from here to here. So all I'm doing is just popping up my elbow as my body's churning. And they just come together and they both end at the same time, okay? I don't throw my hook from here. I keep it with me, boom, and it tucks back, boom. I want you to think of your power punches like a bow and arrow. So your body is the bow and your power punch is just the arrow. It can't do anything. It doesn't generate any power for now. It doesn't generate speed. The bow does all the work. All you need is a good arrow. So think of your hook as the arrow and your body as the bow. So your hand is just the projectile that's hitting the target, but you're not actually doing anything with your hand. It's your body doing the work. But now I'm going to show you how you could actually generate power with your hand, even though I'm contradicting myself just now. So I could throw a quick hook where I don't close my fist as hard as possible. So I do close it, but I'm not squeezing as hard as I can, like a grip test. When I really want to throw a thudding punch, like a punch that shakes someone up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my hand as hard as I can, and I'm going to stick it through the person or through the target or through whatever. So that's how you generate. That's the only way you could generate power with your hand, just your hand alone, is how strong or how much you squeeze your hand. And that's why I think grip strength directly correlates to power, because a lot of powerful fighters can really squeeze their hands and really make a brick out of their hands. But if you want to throw a quick shot, you just keep your hand closed at the end, but you don't really squeeze as hard as you can. So like a jab, I could throw it quick, or I could stick it and make a thudding punch out of it. This is good when you want to shake someone up or move them back. Like if someone's coming in, I'm not going to throw a quick hook. I'm going to really stick it into them, so it's really like a stiff arm and they can't come in. Or a left hook, I really want to shake them up. They're on the ropes, they're done. I'm really going to close my hand as hard as I can and squeeze, okay? Other than that, your body's doing all the work and your hand is just a projectile, okay? Another thing, like I said, you don't have to start from behind your back with the hook. You just start it from here and then come up from here. Your hand, your elbow never goes behind your back. But now you might say, well, you're telling me this, but in pro fights, when I watch a pro fight in slow motion, the hook is coming out from here, okay? Now there's two things for boxing. Boxing is like raising a kid. When a kid is young, I've never raised a kid, but I could only imagine. When a kid is young, you tell them not to cross the street because they don't, because you just want to keep them away from danger. They don't know how to navigate between cars, okay? So the kid is taught at a young age, don't cross the street alone for now. But when they get older, they understand speed of the cars, they understand danger, they understand timing, they understand awareness. And then when they get older, they are able to cross the road and get there safely, even though when they were younger, you told them not to cross the road. And that's the same thing in boxing. When you first start in boxing, I'm going to teach you how to do everything correctly. So because you don't understand you don't have the awareness of danger yet in boxing. But if, say someone throws a right hand and I slip it completely out and they can't throw any other punch, well, I don't have to be perfect with my hook. I could throw it from here because I have the advantage of being on the right side and my hand loaded up or my body loaded up, while they just throw their right hand through their right hand and they're off balance. I could do the wrong thing and go like this and throw the hook. So for now, if you're a beginner, stick to doing things correctly. As you start sparring and fighting and getting more involved in boxing, as your experience grows and you've been hit a couple times, now you understand when you could drop your hand, when you could do the wrong thing, and blah, so on. But for now, do the right thing. So for now, the hook doesn't go down, it doesn't start from here. It stays tight. I use it, I tuck it in, okay? Now, after I punch, I could come back here, but I run the risk of moving into a right hand. I could come right here and roll under. I could come right here and then slip. I could go hook, step in, hook, step back, hook, pivot. So there are different things. I'll keep those for another video about the heavy bag and the double end bag that I got the hook for. You can't see it, but I got a hook for it, so I'm gonna do a video on that also. But yeah, so don't do the wrong thing. Keep your punches, your power punches tight. Your power punches are projectiles. Your body is the bow or the gun or the cannon. Your hand is just the cannonball, okay? So I'm twisting. My hand comes up in the last second. Now for the shoulder hook, or this could be used for the check hook, for a quick hook, for just, or like a jab hook, you don't add your body twist to it. So what that looks like is that you're just doing the movement, but you don't have to twist your body with it, Okay, so each punch has two different versions, power punches. Like say for an uppercut, I have the version where I use my body, or I have the version where I just use my arm. Okay, arm punches are for quickness. So if I'm countering someone, bah, bah, but I'm not gonna go boom, boom every time. That wastes too much energy, takes too much time. You're lucky if you get one punch in on your opponent. So it's bah, bah, bah. All arm punches, or I might go arm, arm, body. Okay, we mix it up. I'll explain that on combinations lesson. But for now, there's two types of punches for each power punch. You could throw a body punch or just your shoulder. Now, the left hook for the pivot, you could like quickly and turn with it. You could just throw a jab, hook, step off. So there's a lot of way or reasons you could use your shoulder hook. That's just for quick hooks, or if you just want to check someone and get out of there. Like say if I'm throwing a hook by itself and I'm just throwing the hook, I go like this. But if I'm throwing a hook off a jab, I'm a jab and hook. I don't have time to twist my body. I'm just going to throw arm punches. Okay, so now we are going to go into the American versus European style hook. European is like this. American is like this. Okay. What's the use of the two hooks? And we shall get into that. Okay. Now I'm a fighter that likes to hook off the jab a lot. So what that looks like is boom, boom. Okay. And the second thing is I told you about range. So if I'm missing my hook, I might be too far, or I might be keeping my arm too close. But with the European hook, you could actually almost throw a straight punch. But because you turn in your hook like this, it actually becomes a hook. So what that looks like, say like from here, I throw this hook as wide as possible. It barely hits the bag. But if I drop my knuckles down, I could actually land my hook. And it's quite powerful. You land with your knuckle. You can land it right behind the fighter's ear, throw them off balance. But that's one of the reasons I like dropping my knuckles into the hook, jab, and then drop the knuckle. You could do that. You'll see a lot of European fighters do that. The other thing is if someone's going under my hook. So if I'm throwing my hook like this in a straight line, someone goes under my hook, I'm going to miss them because I'm going this way, they're going this way. But with this hook, you turn it down. So when someone's going under, you kind of meet them as they're going under, and you could catch them with this hook opposed to this one. So that's only the two reasons I like the European hook, is you could throw it from long range. Or if someone keeps going under this hook, you drop this hook and it meets them as they're going down, and that's another way to catch them. Other than that, I throw this hook. It feels more comfortable. There's less chance of injury because my fist is like this. It's not twisted. My wrist isn't twisted all over the place like this. So I usually throw this type of hook. That's my personal reasoning behind the European hook and the American hook. Okay, there's different schools of thought, but I like taking the best out of both and putting them together. Now I'll go back to the arm hooks a little bit. So if I'm throwing hooks in combination with one hand, so boom. See, I just threw everything with my arm. I'm not really twisting my body on it. But if I'm just trying to throw a powerful hook, then I'll put my body behind it. Now, as someone that was called a left hooker, a lot of the hooks I used to throw early on when I was boxing, they could have been jabs actually, or they could have been arm hooks. But because I didn't understand boxing, I used to just throw the hook whenever I felt in danger, or if I wanted to hurt someone and put them in danger, I just instinctively throw my hook. But actually, like when someone's coming in, instead of check hooking them, I could have just jabbed them and jabbed them and stepped off, and I could have had the same effect of keeping them away instead of a left hook. So if you throw the left hook a lot and it's your strength, you never really get to work on your weaknesses. Say you don't have a good right hand, say you don't have a good jab or an uppercut. So if you have a good left hook, you're actually ahead of the game. You have a really good punch. But now what you got to do is throw less of it. Don't stop throwing it at all. Throw it, but throw other punches more. That way you could bring up your weaknesses and they could match the level of your hook, and your hook will improve too, because when you have a good right hand, it'll give you more setups for the left hook. So yeah, so if you're throwing a lot of left hooks, dial it back a little bit, increase your jabs, your uppercuts, your head movement, your right hand, and then you could kind of bring them up if you have a weakness in those areas. Personally, I had a weakness with my right hand. I always felt too far to land my right hand, so I just went with the hook, and that's why I prefer the hook over. But for the last couple months, I've been working on keeping my right hand in range and actually landing my right hand instead of just using my hook. Okay guys, so pretty much it for the hook. I'll try to think of something right now. If you remember something or you have an additional question, don't be afraid to just comment and I'll make a follow-up video on that. But that's pretty much the hook. Use it when you need it. Don't overuse it, especially if you have a good punch. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. If you have a really good punch and you use it right away or use it all the time, well, now I know what your favorite punch is, and I'm not gonna let you land that punch, or I'm gonna make it really hard for you to land that punch, okay? If you throw a lot of different punches at the same rate, then I don't know your favorite punch, and then you could hide it from me and then really catch me with it, because my guard's gonna be down, and then you could really catch me with that hook. But if you're always throwing a left hook, well, I'm just gonna move to my left and stay away from your left hook and focus on defending against your left hook. So it is good to have a signature punch that you love, but it's also good to be able to hide that punch until the right moment when you know that you're gonna land it and you know it's gonna do damage, and you could catch someone off guard with it, okay? But if you always throw your favorite punch, I could use it against you, because say you throw a hook, I could roll under, get you with the right hand, I could block, right hand, block, uppercut, roll under, right hand, okay? But if I don't know your hook is that good, or I don't know you love the left hook and you're throwing right hands and I'm focusing on the right hand, and then now you catch me with the left hook, well, now I'm in trouble because I wasn't expecting it, and now you could hurt me a lot more. And yeah, that is it for the hook. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna talk about the right hook a little bit more next time. Well, I didn't talk about it all today. I'm gonna talk about throwing the right hook, the pros and cons, and maybe I'll add the uppercuts in the same video just to get the punches out of the way. So we've done a jab video, right hand video that you'll see before this one, hook video, and then uppercuts and right hook. That way we finish with the punches. There's still more to talk about them, but that's it for the basics. Then I can move into head movement. I could move into game planning, to hitting the bag, the double end bag, different types of training, breathing, how to breathe, and mentality, and all that stuff that comes with it. Okay guys, so appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.